Shark Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, author of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. This video is going to be more about current events. The Starbucks incident. What do I think about it? Why does it seem to be so many incidents like this going on in society? And they keep happening over and over. And nothing gets done about it. So that's what I'm going to talk about. This video is going to be about current events mostly. So now I saw the video of what happened in Starbucks for the first time 2 days ago. And unfortunately, man, just these type of incidents happen all the time. I heard the phone call for the first time last night of the manager calling the cops on the two guys that was sitting down in Starbucks. These type of incidents, unfortunately, believe it or not, they happen all the time. Why was this incident publicized versus the other ones not being publicized? I don't know. But what I can tell you is these type of incidents happen all the time. I've had people that live in certain neighborhoods. Could be a housing neighborhood, it could be an apartment neighborhood, where it's like the majority is whites, and they got the cops will call on them all the time. And I've lived in certain neighborhoods when I first moved to Charlotte. And someone called the cops on me the first day. I'm talking the first day of me moving there. And, you're never going to know who it is. It's usually a random call. As a matter of fact, there's an app right now. I forgot the name of the app. There's an app that you can download to your phone that can keep up with all the phone activity in your neighborhood, as far as people calling the police, people leave comments on the app. They basically can say anything they want. They can, on the app, they can say, hey, there's a suspicious looking guy near my window or something. They can say anything they want on the app. And the app scans the entire neighborhood based on where you live by your zip code. I forgot the name of that app. And people have been telling me about it, and they've been telling me about how some of the comments people are leaving is just ridiculous. So I'm not surprised when I see incidents like this pertaining to Starbucks. Not at all. These things happen all the time, man. Just unfortunate that it has to be us. Unfortunate, let me tell you a story. Like when I was 17, this was a long time ago, I got my license and I was driving and I got stopped by a cop for the first time. And this cop was so mean and nasty. I never had anybody talk to me like that. I didn't, I never got stopped by the cop before, but I just never had anybody talk to me like that, period, the way he was talking. He was so mean, so nasty. So I was scared. So he said he stopped me because I was speeding. So I said, okay, So he went back to his car to write the ticket, came back, and he still was going off. So I'm like, yo, is this really necessary? If you want to give me the ticket, just give me the ticket. So I'm 17 years old. I'm scared of shit. What up, Reynolds? Yeah, I'm 17 years old. I'm scared of shit. I mean, I never had anybody talking to me like this before. I'm 17 years old. I mean, if you're gonna give me the ticket, just give me the ticket and let me move on. But no, he wants to talk, yell, scream, raise hell. I'm like, I'm a kid at this moment. I'm 17. So he gave me a ticket. He said, you can leave now. So after that experience, I just got my license 6 months before I got stopped by a cop for the first time. So after that, I went home. I told my brother about it first because he was home. My parents weren't home. And I was driving my brother's car. I told him what happened. I said, yo, I got stopped today or whatever in Conway. So I showed him the ticket. It's like, what, $95 at the time. So he said, oh, don't worry about it, man. You okay or whatever? He said, as long as you're okay, don't worry about it. I give you the money to pay for the ticket. He said, I'll take care of it. No big deal. As long as you're okay, that was the most important thing. So then I told my parents about it. And, they was like, oh, okay. As long as you're okay, They were very concerned, But I didn't understand why they were so concerned at the time. So I think a couple months later, I graduated from high school. And I went to college. No, before I went to college, though. Before I went to college, I worked a job for like a year at Time Warner Cable. And upon working that job, I sensed that it was like something going on in the workplace. I didn't even know what it was. There's something going on amongst the people there. And I'm 19 years old by this time. So I came home and I was like, I was talking to my dad. I said, hey, what's going on out here, man? There's something going on out here. I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know how it works, but it was just something going on within the workspace. It's like the way people interact with each other, it's all phony. It's like it starts off in the morning. You can go to work, say, good morning. People, the way they respond back to you is very tacky, it's just phony. So that whole, we live in a kind of a society where it's like it's very confrontational. There's a lot of violence. It's it's really everything's all artificial. There's nobody's really for the most part. Well, I guess Trump got elected. I guess people kind of like being honest now, but even still, for the most part, most environments, people are kind of like putting up a front. So I asked my dad, hey, what's going on, man? Is this how this going to be until I retire at 65 or whatever? And he started laughing. And he said, it's just some people, you're going to run into some good people, you're going to run into some bad people, and you're going to run into some people that just don't like you. He said, you might be the coolest person in the world, they still ain't going to like you. So I'm like, why is that? And he was saying, man, that's just how some people been raised and conditioned. They just learn to hate people based on who they are, the color of their skin, and people discriminate for almost damn near anything you could name of. So, it's just it's this environment really it breeds hate. It's you can't, and the reason why it's like that is because people don't have what they need. It's not like, if people don't have what they need, it's hard to be nice. It's hard being nice if you don't have what you need. It's hard being nice if you're being disenfranchised. It's hard being nice when all the laws and public policies are very biased and being used against your best interests. So, and so the cops basically work for big businesses. They protect big businesses. So when those guys, when the manager called the cops to, take those guys to jail for, what the charge was, I think the charge was something like, what they said the charge was now. I forgot what the charge was, but it was something ridiculous. And then I've been to Starbucks many times. I don't drink coffee, but I do go there from time to time just to use the internet. I go there just to use the internet. And the reason why I say that is because they don't really have no policy that says you have to buy something to stay here or whatever. I've never heard that before. It's people that go to Starbucks, staying there all day long. They use up the internet, and I don't see no cups on the table. I don't see no cups, no food on the table, or nothing like that. And these guys didn't even have 2 minutes. They didn't have 2 minutes, and they called the cops on them. And the only reason that I think that this was blown up in social media is because the two guys was there to meet the broker, which was a white guy. And the guy in the video, if I'm not mistaken, the white guy in the video that was talking to the cop, I think he was the broker. I think he's the guy that they were supposed to meet, that they were supposed to meet there. So if it wasn't for that guy, the broker, I don't think we would have ever heard anything about this. This would have been just another incident that happened in the city of Philly. And it happens all across the country. It's nothing new. This shit been going on, really. I mean, how many incidents I done had with cops? How many incidents I done had with cops? How many times I done got stopped? I've gotten stopped so many times by cops, I stopped counting. That's how sad that is. I got stopped by cops so many times, I stopped counting. It's ridiculous. But if you get stopped by a cop, hey, what you gonna do, man? They got guns, they got weapons. I ain't got no weapons, so I'm outgunned right there. If I'm in the car, I don't got no gun, and they got all the weapons in the world, and they got backup. What I'm gonna do? I have to comply. I mean, it's like I can't fight. I can't win. I ain't got no gun. I ain't got no weapons. So, regardless of how I feel about it, I mean, I think it's a bunch of bullshit because you get tired of the same shit over and over and over again. And see, we live in a hostile environment, whether we like it or not, and a lot of people just don't want to come to that realization. A lot of people want to walk around and drive around and act like things aren't the way it is and let's pretend that we love each other, Let's pretend that we like working around each other. Let's pretend that, hey, I can buy whatever I want, whenever I want, live where I live, whenever I want to live there. It doesn't work like that. It's not going to work like that. Just because you got some money, just because you got a extra couple of dollars in your bank account, that don't mean you can buy anything you want. Some people are just not going to sell to you. Period. There's some places you just can't live. Period. So people don't care about your celebrity status very much as they used to. They don't care about how much money you got. They don't really care about what college you went to. Sure, on a surface level, they might be impressive, but nobody really cares. Not as much as it used to be. But it's like, people are very disingenuous, let's just say. People work around each other for 5, 10, 20 years. And they hate each other. They do not like each other on these jobs. And what do you think that's going to do to people? That's going to make some people sick. They're going to have high blood pressure. They're going to become diabetics. Some going to get cancer. Because you cannot stay around each other disliking each other with hate for that length of time and think everything's going to be all right. No. No, at some point in time, human nature is going to take over. And you're going to get stressed out and you're going to get sick. So people go to work, people work with each other 5, 6 days a week. They can't stand each other. As a matter of fact, most people just tolerate you on your job. They can't stand you. They wish you would go somewhere and die somewhere. So they won't have to see you anymore. And, I just don't think that's just not the way to live. But I know the environment where we live it's an artificial environment. It's not really, we're not really supposed to be living like this. We weren't really made like this. But see, in American society and most first world societies, I should say, they're kind of going against nature. They're trying to force people through artificial construct. They're trying to force people through. It's like forcing people through a pipeline. It's like forcing people through a pipe that's already packed. That's what they're trying to do. And everybody's not going to make it. Not in one piece, anyway. You might make it, but you ain't going to make it in one piece. You're going to be sick. You're going to be have some type of illness, some type of disease, high blood pressure. You're going to be popping some type of pill. And see, another thing, you got a lot of people that will sit on the sideline like cheerleaders, and they act like, oh, hey, ain't got nothing to do with me. Not my business. Yeah. See, a lot of people think just because it doesn't got anything to do with them directly, or they're upper class, or they got a couple of dollars, or they went to a Ivy League college, a big university. People think that, hey, this ain't going to affect me. It doesn't work like that. No. You're next. You just have to wait your turn. That's all. That's how it works. You cannot live in a society or any environment and see unjust and see things going on in your presence, and you don't think that it's not going to affect you. It doesn't work like that. No. That's like shooting chemicals in the air in some environment, and you don't think the chemicals and you don't think the air is gonna blow the chemicals all over. It doesn't work like that. It's gonna spill over on top of you too. You're gonna get some too. But you just have to wait your turn. That's all. That's how the real world works. And some of these same people are on television talking about how they're being mistreated and how they're not getting a fair trial now, and how the cops are treating them bad now. Well, you should have been sitting on the side 10, 20, 30 years ago when a lot of this stuff was going on. Because a lot of people think they're untouchable. They don't think that they think that they're beside certain things. They think like, hey, these type of things happen to people like them. They don't happen to people like me. It doesn't work like that. No, it doesn't work like that. No. I mean, if you're in the top 1%, okay. Yeah, that's different. That's a different story. There's different levels to the game. But if you're not in the 1%, you're going to get yours. Just give it time. And there's no way to hide. Because what has happened today is technology has busted wide open now. Because what's happened is you have a lot of people that disenfranchise the people that's been mistreated for all these years. They can say and create and get together with other people now more than ever. There's no middleman no more. They don't have to take the same route in order to accomplish what they want anymore. They used to say it's a old saying that it's more than one way to skin a cat, and there's a lot of different ways to do things. Some people say, hey, we're in the Matrix. But I remember before the movie The Matrix came out, I knew something was going on in this society. I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know how it worked. But I know something was going on. And I knew I had to figure it out. Because I had to figure out how to maneuver, how to outsmart, outwork, outthink, and even sometimes outspeak people. I knew I had to learn, because if you don't learn, this is why if you don't learn game, you're going to be paying out all your damn money all the time. And I did that shit for years. I kept paying because, you can't make a mistake in this society. If you make a mistake in this society, you paying. For the most part, unless you know somebody and a lot of this is based on public policy, state law, where you live at and everything. Because if certain states, if you make a small mistake, my God, depending on who you are, I mean, it could be fatal in some cases. So, I've had incidents where I didn't do anything wrong. I was in the right, but it still ended up being wrong because I ended up having to get an attorney and pay lawyer fees. So I just had to learn. I said, hey man, I gotta learn better. I gotta try to stay away from certain people, certain individuals that don't mean well, that's not in my best interest, But that's just, it's unfortunate, man. But living in this country is we're in a hostile environment, and all you can do is all you can do, really. But It's tough, but you're not gonna really it's gonna be very tough for a lot of people because one of the biggest shifts that I had to make is everything that I learned from the age of 17 to 21, 90% of that shit was wrong. And almost none of that shit worked. So what I had to do is kind of like do everything in reverse. I'm talking like this every area of my life. This might be seem a little radical to some people, but I was looking for something that worked. Anything. I mean, I don't care what it was because what I was doing was not working. I got tired of paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for lawyer fees, tickets, just all kind of random stupid shit that used to happen. I mean, it's like, damn. I mean, you know how many times I tried to go somewhere to have a good time and somebody just do something just completely unnecessary. I mean, it could be in the airport, it could be at the resort, it could be at the club, it could be anywhere. It could be like I'm jogging down the street, like just working out, exercising. I mean, it's like I just got tired of that bullshit. So I was like, yo, man, I just need something to work. Anything. I was just looking for anything. Any type of guidance, any type of advice from anybody when I was in my early 20s. So I kind of came up with my own philosophy. Or yes. If and I use this in almost every area of my life, even to this day. Whatever I'm trying to do something, wherever if I'm thinking about taking a vacation, if I'm thinking about accomplishing anything, I don't care what it is. I always do the opposite. That's one of the secrets of achieving the most out of your own life. I'll give you an example. If everybody's going right, go left. If everyone's going to Cancun, don't go. Go somewhere else. If everyone's getting on this plane, don't get on that plane. Get on another plane. If everyone's going to the club tonight, don't go to the club. Stay home or go somewhere else. It don't matter. If if you have a boatload of people, let's say, buying into Bitcoin with a specific company, don't buy. Wait. Just wait a while. Wait a couple months. I just learned my lesson, man. Because the masses of people, for the most part, are sheep. They just follow a crowd. Everything is based on emotion. Nobody's really thinking about anything. Everyone wants to be down. Everyone wants to fit in. That's the majority. So it's like, if I want to start a new business, a new side hustle, the first thing I always ask is, who wants what I have to offer? And how do I get in front of them? And where are these people located at? Let's use real estate, for example. Now, anyone that's in the real estate, most of these people, not over 90%, never sold a house ever in their life, regardless of how long they've been involved, right? So if I was involved in real estate, the first thing you have to know is everyone's doing the same thing. Everyone having, the open houses or whatever. Everybody's doing that shit. Everyone got the same old boring website with a picture of them and a couple words. Hey, my name is such and such. I'm from South Carolina. I've been doing this and I work with this XYZ company, Remax, whatever. Everybody got the same bullshit website. So what I would do is do something totally radical. I would my website would filter out the people that's looking for a house. So as soon as someone get to my website, the hell with my picture. I could care less. I would have my website would filter out the people that's coming to my website, and my website would qualify the people that's really serious. So by the time they go through all the steps on my website, it'll be like a survey. And by the time I call these people, they would be serious. They would be seriously looking to buy. But most real estate agents, they're not doing it like that. They're following what everybody else is doing. And that's why they get the same results. So I figured out a long time ago, if the chances of me going in reverse, counterclockwise, when it comes to anything in my life, any life challenges I have, if I go in reverse, that boosts my chances of success almost tenfold. I don't care what area of life it is. I don't care if it's a job, business, a side hustle, sports, whatever it is. If you want to be great, you got to go against the grain. You got to go against the status quo. Now, a lot of people don't go against status quo because they want to be liked. But who cares what people like? I mean, in my early 25, when I was searching for like answers on how to just live a better life, I got frustrated. I didn't care about what people think. I could care less. And I still care less about it today. Who cares what people think? It don't matter, because when I stand in front of that mirror and point, I'm pointing at me. So I'm the person got to live with this shit. I'm the person got to put up with all this bullshit when I leave the house and when I'm out and about. Nobody's gonna live your life for you. So we got to make a decision that's in your best interest, and not no woman, not your kids, not your wife, or anybody else. So that's what I learned, and that's been proven to work for me, and that's been proven to work for a lot of people that I know personally. You know? Yeah, but if you try to do what everyone else is doing, more than likely you're gonna get the same results. And this is why every man, every woman needs to have a code of conduct. You need to have things in place where if this happens, I do this. If that happens, I do that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you should have in your mind at all times, never get caught off guard. If this happens, I do that. If this happens, I do that. It shouldn't be one of those things where you're trying to wing it. I mean, if you're trying to wing it when it comes to everything, that's not going to work. That's no successful person that I know is doing that. Nobody's winging anything. There's no such thing as a self-made person. In a perfect world, in a celebrity-driven world, it's nice to think that way, but there's no such thing as a self-made person. There's no such thing as is somebody that's bootstrapping everything and all by themselves, just sitting down at the table, starting somewhat. It's just a lot of false narratives that's out here today. Well, people really think that they can create something by themselves without no support. They think they really can be a one-man show without no support. It doesn't work like that. You can get it started by yourself, But eventually you're gonna need help. That's what it is. Everybody need help. I need help. You need help at some point in time, regardless of whatever you do. You need help with your kids. You need help at your job. You need help with your wife. You need help with your husband. You need help with your girlfriend if you got one, or girlfriends if you got more than one. And we all need help. There's no, I mean, we weren't put here to be independent. There's no such thing as an independent person. That's ridiculous. That's why anybody that starts talking that independent crap, I usually start laughing at them or just look at them and walk away. But, you should not be surprised when you're out and about and things don't go your way, or maybe you have a situation like these guys had at Starbucks. You should not be surprised. You should handle it the best way you can. That's what you should do. And even if you handle it the best way you can, it still could go bad. That's the thing. You still could get shot. You can put your hand up, you still could get shot. You still could go to jail. That's what it is. There's no guarantees out here. Only thing that's guaranteed is that you're gonna die one day. And that's it. So all you can do is all you can do until that's enough. And if that ain't enough, hopefully you live to see another day. And you get an attorney, do whatever you got to do to have some type of representation, and you move forward and let the chips fall where they be. And that's it. Is things fair out here? Hell no. Things are not. There's nothing fair out here. I can't name any area where it's fair play. Nah, I don't know any area where it's like fair play. It just doesn't exist. I mean, how can you have love in an environment like this? How can you find love in an environment like this? Everyone has to ask, every man and woman has to ask themselves that question. Where's the love in this society? How can love exist in this society? Please tell me. Where every man and every woman has to ask that question. How the hell can you have love in this society? Most people don't even like each other. Most people are smiling at each other and they don't even like each other. They don't even like being around each other. They don't even like the type of people that they're around. Now, some people might like what you do. They might like being around you, but they don't like the type of person you are. I've met a lot of women that they like being around me. They say, hey, you're a fun person to be around, but they don't like the type of person I am. They say, oh, you're a nerd. You read books. You in the computers. You travel. They're like, yeah, you write books too. I'm not really into that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, see, some people will hang around you if you're a fun guy, you show them a good time, but they don't like the type of person you are. I love how you pose the logical questions that most people don't think of. You see that? Yeah, I try to see the big picture in everything. Yeah, I try to. But a lot of people have a hard time trying to see the big picture because it stems from their belief. They don't believe that certain shit can happen. It's like they don't understand the possibilities, or you probably don't want to believe the possibilities. So you got two kinds of people: the believers and the non-believers. And some people will say, well, you got two other kind of people too: the drifters and the people that are pretty consistent. They don't drift away. So I don't know. It depends on your perception, how you see it. It's like I did a video. Was this yesterday? No, the day before yesterday, 2 days ago. And I said it in basically the whole concept of the video is I take love out of the equation when it comes to getting to know people. It's in the beginning, and the word love, I take the love out of the equation because everyone has their own version of love. And the love that we see today is very shallow and superficial, and love could change tomorrow. Somebody could fall out of love with you today based on something that you did yesterday. So I just take the whole love conversation out of the picture, and I'll be like this. I put it like this. Either crap. Hold on for a second. Hello? Yeah, this is Lopez. Oh, I'll pay it online. No, All right, thanks. He said, Jace, you see the big dysfunctional picture, so you take your dog out of the race. Stand here, why? Yeah. I mean, it's like I try to keep everything simple. That way, it won't be any confusion, and everyone understands where I'm coming from. See, I break it down like this. See, if someone says they like you and care about you, it's gonna be very difficult for them to mistreat you. see, everyone, damn near everybody I know, I've been in my life. You ask them, hey, you like that person? They say yes or no. Hey, you care about that person? Yes or no. And it means the same to damn near everybody. There's no confusion at all. None. But when it comes to the word love, if you ask 100 people what love means, you're going to have 100 different definitions. Guaranteed. 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 Oh, your money back. So I just take the whole love out of the equation. I said, hey, we don't got to get emotional about this shit. I just break it down like this. Hey, do you like me? You care about me? Or you don't? That's it. That's it. And I haven't failed yet. I'm 50-0. Make the mistake of seeing things the way they want them to be, but we see things for what they are. Yeah. I mean, if you go outside of the United States, the concept of love don't exist. The concept of love don't exist outside of America, really. If you go to Japan, any of these countries I've been to, and start talking about love, people are going to be looking at you like you crazy. What this fool talking about? These Americans are crazy. If you go to Japan and start saying, hey, yeah, you have a beautiful daughter. I love her so much. I want her to bear my children. They're going to be like, what? The parents going to be looking like, yo, I'm trying to figure out if you can take care of my daughter and what the next generation of grandkids going to look like, and how how the family going to benefit by you marrying my daughter. That's what the hell I'm thinking about. Yeah, so it's business. It's not personal. As I now live and work. Yes, Reynolds, you know about it. You know exactly where I'm coming from. It ain't got nothing. Love ain't got nothing to do with it. Yeah. Hey, Tina Turner tried to tell us that a long time ago. What's love got to do with it? Tina Turner was on to something. But you know, we think we thought we were just getting entertained. That's all. But entertainment can be edutainment. You know, what to tell a woman about a prenup marriage without a prenup, but y'all have kids together. What to tell a woman about a prenup marriage without a prenup, but what do you mean? How you introduce her to the prenup? Yeah, they are like robots over there. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. They act like robots. They act like people aren't human. They don't value human life. You can work yourself to death, and and people won't really say very much of anything. Work harder. Work harder. You say, I'm tired. I'm doing the best I can. Well, work, keep on going. I'm like, what? Yeah. So, no, it's not strange. They've been conditioned to be that way. That's all they know. What is attraction of Japan? What is attraction? I don't know, man. You gotta ask somebody else that, Reynolds. I didn't want to go to Japan. You gotta ask the people that want to visit Japan or live in Japan. I didn't want to go to Japan. I didn't have a those were the orders that I was given to go at the time. So I didn't want to go, to be honest. Yeah, I didn't want to go. Now I have friends over there, you know, people that I know now, they still over there, but if it wasn't for them, I would never visit, to be honest, you know. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, it's some nice girls there. I mean, like I said, I got some friends, male and females over there. And I have some girls that I know. I don't necessarily call them my friends, but I know them. I like them. I think, I don't think they're they're not bad people. A lot of the girls, they're not bad people, but they're not marriage material. They're not the type of girls that you settle down with, you know. But one thing I always respect about them is they look out. You know, they're if I'm in their presence, they look out. They make sure I'm okay. You know, whatever I need. You know, they're very supportive. You know, but this is what it is, man. You know, that stands for most, not married. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the reality is, 97% of women you meet are not going to be for you. That's what it is. 97%, they're not going to be for you. You know, so that doesn't make them bad people. You know, at all. That doesn't mean that doesn't necessarily mean that there might be a savage. You know, there's some savage women out here now. You know, but you know, and you know what? A woman that's a savage is not the worst woman to be around. The worst woman to be around is a woman that's out and about, that's in denial about what's really going on out here, and And not only is she in denial about what's going on out here, if anything happens to you, she'll justify why you got mistreated. That's the most dangerous woman to be around. Yeah, that's the most dangerous woman to be around because you never know what she's gonna do. You never know what she's gonna say if something happens. So, did you find the girls who live in the outskirts of Tokyo easier to get on than Tokyo girls? I gotta think about that. I say it depends. It really depends on where they live at and what they've been exposed to when it comes to that, Reynolds. It's not necessarily about the outskirts. It's about where they live and what they've been exposed to in their life. Depends on how they were raised too, because a lot of Japanese girls are raised very different. Some like I give you an example. There's some Japanese girls that went to college in America. If they went to college in America and went and came back to Japan, they're more approachable to you. They'll open up to you much easier than a girl that never left Japan and a girl that's from a small town. That's just an example. I live in the central Tokyo, and many girls have been ran through. They've been. How you know they've been ran through? How'd you figure that out? Observation. Oh, observation. Okay. And how old are these girls? Around on average, how old are they? Or on average? Are they in the 20s or 30s or what? Late 20s, 30s? Yeah, that's usually around that age. Around that age, they're trying to find a man to settle down with. Around that age. See, a lot of these girls in Japan, they see things a little bit differently. Now they're trying to find a man, right? But it's like, see, sex to them we don't see sex the same. This is where the confusion comes in at. See, to them, if they spend time around a guy, maybe they might be intrigued by the guy, or maybe he's a little mysterious to her. So in her mind, the average Japanese girl mind, she's like, well, you know what? I kind of like the guy. There's something about him. Maybe I have to be nice to him if I want him to stay around me. So it's that mindset. So being nice, that could be sexually, that could be showing you around, that could be taking you to dinner, that could be taking you to the club, whatever. So it's that mindset. Even if she doesn't want to do something necessarily, she'll do it anyway, just to try to keep you around, just to try to get to know you. That's how the average Japanese girls think. They think like that. And check, the crazy thing is, she can be married and still do the same thing with another guy. Yeah. 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 It's like it's kind of like it does happen often, but it's kind of like they kind of feel obligated to do certain things if they like you or they know you like them or they want to impress you in some type of way. Well, I never did the dating sites in Japan. I never did the dating sites, so I can't speak on that. There were no when I was in Japan. There were no websites when I was in Japan, so I can't speak on that. Yeah, so you got see a lot. A lot of them think like this. They think like if they spend time with you, if they get to know you, if they've been knowing you for a couple months, couple years, especially if they come to your house and visit or whatever, or you maybe been to their house and visit, or maybe it could be a couple, could be a couple, you know, you might be married, she might be married, and in your mind, it's like if she's married, she's off limits, right? But it's not necessarily like that. It's like if y'all get close, you know, and something still could go down. But check this out. Even if she doesn't want, even if let's say you make a move on her, if you make a move on her, and let's say you touch her back, so you grab, you use your hand, you put your hand on the back of on her lower back, right? Now you know, and there ain't no woman on this planet. If you put your hand on a woman's lower back, if she don't like it, you're gonna know real fast. I don't give a damn where the woman's from. So if that's gonna tell her a lot about you, where you trying to take things. If you put your hand on her lower back, just below her butt, right? Now, so let's say you say, hey, why don't you come over to the house such and such day in the weekend or whatever, right? And you make another move, but a stronger move this time. And let's say she comes over, but your wife, she has to work over. She has to work over for like over an hour and a half or something like that. And she calls and say, hey, she got to work over, but she showed up early. She showed up really on time, but your wife, she has to work over. So now it's just you and her at the house, at your house. And so you make a move on her. You say, hey, it's okay. We can be, it's okay. It's fine. We're all friends. She's not going to be upset or whatever. It's okay. And she might go along with that shit. She might not want to do it, but she'll go along with it anyway just to keep the harmony. But now here's the kicker though, Reynolds. Here's the kicker, Reynolds. Don't talk about it. You can do it, but don't talk about it. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. Just don't talk about it. Filipino girls. Nah, I never talked to I met Filipino girls, but I never I never dated any of them. I never got the chance to. If a woman has kids with another man and then one for you, will she leave you for the first or stay neutral? Shit, I don't know, Evil Boy Genius. I don't know. There's a lot of Filipino women over there in Japan. Hey, Yeah, you know what, Reynolds, you should talk. You should try to talk to them. Yeah, they're easy to talk to. That's who you should be talking to, Reynolds. What are you waiting on? Hey, they look. Hey, that's the. I had 3 hours. Oh, hey, that's the closest thing to black, man. Hey, that's the closest thing to the black woman over there. What'd you wait? Oh, you had 3 already. Oh, that's good. Yeah, they're easy to talk to because they go through a lot of bullshit too. So they can relate to some of the stuff we go through. So now I'm not saying exactly they can relate, but they go through a lot of bullshit. They don't have a lot of that a lot of that bullshit that a lot of these other groups that Asian women have. Because what happens in the Philippines is Philippines is fucked up. These other countries feed off the Philippines. The Philippines is kind of like Africa in Asia, on the continent of Asia. That's how that is. Thailand and the Philippines is kind of, well, nah, not. The Thailand hasn't been actually colonized like the Philippines though, but Thailand has been exploited, so they still have their culture intact. But the Philippines been colonized 3-4 times. Yeah, the Japanese women can be difficult. It can be difficult. No, you should not try to understand them. That shit gonna run you crazy. No, hey, don't try to understand no woman. but if I could do it all over again, I would try to talk to the Filipino women. Yeah, because when I first went to Japan, I didn't see many of them. But when I went to visit 2016, oh, boatloads of Filipino women. I'm like, damn, y'all everywhere. But yeah, they don't have a lot of that bullshit stereotypes that a lot of these other women have. So you can easily talk, and you can be aggressive with them, Reynolds. You can be aggressive with them. They like that shit. Yeah, you can be aggressive with them. See, with Japanese girls, you can't be that aggressive with them. You gotta lay back and sweet mac them. You gotta do a bunch of talking. You scare them. If you be aggressive with a Japanese girl, the most of them, you scare them off. They'll be embarrassed. But the Filipino women, you can be aggressive with them. Yep. You know what I'm talking about. But I just never had a chance to skeet and skedaddle with them. I never had a chance. I was just so busy. I was ripping and running and trying to do so much shit while I was over there. But there's a lot of Filipino women here where I live at. 2 kids, yeah, a lot of them are kind of childlike, But there's a lot of Filipino women here where I live at now. A lot of them are married. Yeah, a lot of them are married over here, though. Some of them are single, but like I said, every once in a while I run into some of them if I'm at the bar or something like that, looking at football. But a lot of them are married, and a lot of them, I just don't. I be ripping and running, so But when you meet a woman that's from the Philippines, you're gonna click instantly. That's how it usually happens with me. Instantly, we hit it off. I'm talking like within minutes, 10, 15 minutes. It's like, yeah, it's like that's the closest thing. That's the closest thing to a black woman. That's the closest thing, really. Yep. It is what it is. Then Japanese? Shit, I don't know who next. No. It's Vietnamese. Vietnamese. It's Vietnamese, man. Yeah. Then after that is Vietnamese. No. No. Well, I'll tell you what, man. If you talk to anybody that's Vietnamese, that's gonna be probably one of the smoothest conversations ever. It's gonna be effortless. It's gonna be like we known each other all our lives. I'm telling you, every time, I don't know, every time I've met a man or a woman that's Vietnamese, I don't care if they from Vietnam, I don't care if they came over, I don't care if they were born and raised here. I'm telling you, it's like we're on the same page. And maybe it got something to do with them winning the war. I don't know. But hey, you know, they have a different mindset. Uh they're not confused like these other groups. You know, they're not confused like these other groups. But the only thing, there's one thing about a lot of these women that I met. They drink a lot. God damn. I'm not saying all of them, but there's a lot of them I met that drink a lot. I'm telling you, man. I'm like, have you ever traveled to Osaka? Yeah, I've been to Osaka. Yeah, I've been to Osaka, Sapporo, uh, Kyoto. Uh, there's another place I've been to. I went to on a bullet train one time. Yeah, I've been to a lot of places over there. Nah, no favorites. No favorites. Nope. No favorites, man. Yeah, Osaka's very different than Tokyo. Tokyo is just good for tourists. That's it, really. It's good for tourists. That's it. You know. The thing that's funny about a lot of like Japanese people, they have a lot of pride when it comes to. You ever noticed that, Reynolds? They have a lot of pride when it comes to a lot of things that's going over there, good or bad, negative or positive. Yeah, but they act like they got something to do with how things are over there. Yeah, like they got something to do with it. They're just sitting on. I said, you're just sitting on the sign like a cheerleader. You ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Yeah, they act like they had something to do with how society is over in Japan. I'm like, you ain't done nothing. You just happen to be born at a certain time, and you happen to be living over there. That's all. That's it. And I was like, yo, they don't control nothing over there anyway. Look, all the U.S. military bases over there, they don't run nothing over there. What are you talking about? Let's get real. You know, but they think that the Japanese government run shit. No, they don't. They sold y'all out. They surrendered years ago. They surrendered. What are you talking about? Yeah, so it's like they be in denial about a lot of stuff. People master. Yeah, they pretend. Yeah, yeah. They be in denial. You got some people that's in denial. You got a lot of people that pretend, and you got some people that just all emotional about everything. I'm like, you can get all emotional all you want, but I'm telling you how it is. All you got to do is look how many military bases over there from these other countries. Look, you got the U.S., you got the Russians over there, and the British, they're over there. I think the British, they come back and forth whenever they feel like it. I'm like, what? You can't defend yourself. If you can't defend yourself, you at the mercy of the people that can defend you. So what? So you got people over there that's protesting, mostly old people, protesting that they want the military to leave. I'm like, well, how y'all gonna defend yourself? I mean, they got some military, but Japan, they got the Navy, but they're small. They're not big. So, you know, as we pay pension through taxes. Yeah, exactly, man. But you can't tell them that though. You can't tell them that. They'll be like, "Oh no, it doesn't." No, it comes from the Japanese government. What are you talking about? what, what are you? What are you in denial? Or are you just that ignorant or what? I mean, it's hilarious. I got all this pride, but I'm like, are you crazy or what? Oh, I'm crazy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I had the wrong experience when I was in Japan. I told him, I tell people I used to be in the Navy in Japan. Hey, some of the old. Well, see, I don't know why the old Japanese people are ignorant. I don't know why, because most of them they even been through. They were in the 60s and 70s, or their parents were grew up in that era. So I don't know why the hell they ignorant when it comes to that shit. That don't make no damn sense. That's like, that's like saying my mom and my grandmother ignorant when it comes to what our family went through during Jim Crow and slavery. That don't make no sense. You know, how can you be ignorant about something and you had the experience? You were there. I could see if you didn't go through the experience. I could see if the information wasn't passed down to you. Okay, that'd make you just ignorant. But if you had the experience and you still ignorant about what's going on, something wrong. Maybe you got some mental illness or something. I don't know. But you know what? Somebody told me a couple months ago. They said, "Hey, don't forget maybe some of that some of that residue from the damn the nuclear weapons, nuclear bombs might be affecting some of the people." So I said, you know what? I never thought about it like that, but you could be right. Some of that shit probably affected a lot of the kids that grew up. And then that shit can be passed down. So I forgot about that. I didn't look at it like that. No, they don't want to change shit. But you know what? They don't got a choice. They have to. They don't got a choice. They have to. Because a lot of the young people over there now, they're not trying to hear none of this bullshit that their grandfather and grandmother talking about. The young people's man, hell, I'm not getting married at all. It was kind of, yeah, the job market is, I heard is horrible over there, and a lot of guys they don't want to take care of no goddamn family no more as much as they used to. So a lot of guys just opt out. They'll just keep getting prostitutes. Hey, getting escorts and prostitutes whenever they want to have sex instead of dating a girl. They're like, man, the Japanese guys, man, I just rather just work my job, hang with my buddies, and whenever I want to have sex, just pay for the girl. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's big business there. No doubt about it. You can go to the massage parlor, get a rub down. If you want something extra, hey, just pay a couple dollars and take your ass back home, you know? Yeah, man. Shit. I used to know some of the girls that work at the massage parlors, man, when I was over there. They make big money. They make way more money than girls that work a regular job. No, they were Japanese. I never met no Chinese girls. I never met no Chinese girls like ever in my life. No, I never met no Chinese girls. I seen them, of course, but I never talked to them. Yeah, there's a lot of them there because they never left. They never left, man. That's why they're there. They never left. You know? Shit. If you know the history of Japan, you know what I'm talking about. History between China and Japan. That's why they're still there, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that's why they're still there, man, you know? Have you met any Chinese women personally? They cool? They probably act like the Japanese girls that work. You work for three of them. Oh, okay. They okay? Okay. No different? Yeah. I would think they'd probably be about the same. Because they're socialized just like the rest of the girls. You know? But that makes sense. They better understand? In what way? Less pretending? Oh, yeah. I got you. Got you. Yeah. Yeah. But, a lot of these women, they're like masters at that shit. But the whole concept is really kind of crazy if you really think about it. Because you might have a woman around you that, why the hell would a woman do something that she probably really don't want to do it, but she'll do it anyway, just to keep harmony, just to, just so everything will be cool. I know he likes me. I want him to like me. I like them too, or I like him too. So she'll do all that shit just to keep harmony. I'm like, yo, that's like that's a different mentality, man. And I don't understand that shit personally. But, it is a different mindset. But you have to understand that in Japan, you're expected to conform. So that has a lot to do with it too. Oh, it takes a long time. No doubt about it. Yeah, I didn't the funny thing is, I learned more about Japan while I was away than while I was there. Believe that. I learned more about Japan while I was away compared to when I was there. I started to write a book about this shit. I started to write a book about this shit. What was it positive for you? The positives? Man, that's a good question. Man, I think it just gave me a different perception on the world. Other people think very differently than me, versus, especially living here in America. And it gave me a different perception of women too, and eh, it was just an eye-opening experience, man, all the way, just across the board, really. Just everything I thought about how the world works, it just doesn't work that way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just, yeah, I agree on the woman part. Yeah, it's like women are not, they're not who we think they are, especially at an early age. I thought most women were sweet. You put them on a pedestal. You don't think they will do certain things, or they're not supposed to do certain things, or you give women a benefit of the doubt because she's a woman. It's that mindset that gets us into trouble most of the time. You say, hey, she's a woman, she wouldn't do that. That is that type of mindset. Women can be savages just like guys. Did you find similarities to America in some ways? Oh yeah, of course. A lot of the. What up, Cosmic Warrior? What's up? Yeah, women can be just as scandalous as the Japanese women can be just as scandalous as the women that's in America. That's one of the only. Let me tell you the difference. The Japanese women that are let's say, that are scandalous, they're very subtle. They'll wine you, dine you, and bam! All of a sudden, she don't call you no more. You can't get in touch with her no more. So they do it in a subtle. They're passive aggressive. They're very passive aggressive. Now the women here in America, they're not so passive aggressive. Yeah, you're gonna experience that because you're new. You're not from there. You're coming from the outside in, and they're using that against you. They're going to manipulate you, make it seem like you're such a cool guy. You're from America, you know. Hey, I want to get to know him, you know. So they know you're not going to know but so much, regardless of how long you've been living there. And so they already know this. So they're going to use your lack of experience living there against you. So they use that as leverage. Whether it's your job, whether it's in a social environment, whether it's spending some type of personal time together, whatever. Even if they want some a one night stand, they'll come to you. If they want a one night stand, they'll come to you for that because they don't have to see you again. Or it could be short-term sex. Now you might be saying, hey, you might like the girl. Maybe you might maybe you want to get to know her better. But in her mind, she's just here for sex. And that's it. And once I leave here tomorrow morning, I'm not ever going to see him again. So it's really the perfect relationship for her, but not necessarily for you. Yeah, I'm learning as a Black European. Yeah. Happened to me once. Yeah. Yeah, it happens, you know. And plus, another thing, in Japan, most people that I've met, they don't know where the people live at. Nobody knows where nobody live at over there. Nobody knows nobody living over there, and that's on purpose. No one really goes to anybody's house to visit. It's like, hey, let's meet in Tokyo somewhere. So we can do whatever we want, and if I get tired of you, I never have to see you again. You don't know where I live anyway. That happens all the time, man. See, here in America, for the most part, unless you live in a big city, in a big city like New York, LA, Chicago, Atlanta, Miami, San Diego, if you live in a massive big city, for the most part, if you stay around a person for at least 6 months, you're gonna know where they live at, or vice versa. But in Japan, you can be around people for months, years. Almost nobody knows where nobody live at. I thought that was weird when I first went over there. Yeah. Well, the trust, I don't even really think. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't even think trust usually comes up in the equation, really. I don't even really think that most people look at it like that. I think they look at it like they don't really have intentions of being around this person very long under any circumstances. Really, they just hiding things. Well, they could be hiding stuff, but I think most of the time they don't really have the intentions of being around this person very long anyway. So it's like, why expose myself? Why get close to this person? I think that has a lot to do with it. Yeah. It's taken me a long time to get to this point. Trust me, I wish I would have known what I known today when I was over there. It would have been a much less painful experience. Trust me. Whew. Yeah. But all right, man, I'm about to sign out of here, man. I'm out. Hey, give me a thumbs up. Share this video if you think anyone would like it. Check out my website, chooseyourrelationships.com. Till next time, see you in the next video. Peace.